In Bristol, crowds cheered as the statue of the slave trader Edward Colston, which had stood for more than 120 years, was pulled down, defaced and then dumped into Bristol Harbour. And speaking to Kay Burley at breakfast, the Mayor of Bristol, Marvin Rees, was asked whether there were plans to retrieve it and return it to its plinth.
The presence of that statue to a slave trader in the middle of the city was anything other than a personal affront to me and people like me. You know, we've got other priorities at the moment. We will get the statue out, but we still have an £80 million hole in our budget as a result of COVID and government not adequately funding us that we have to grapple with, and we're still doing that today. And if we don't deal with that, we will have compounding inequalities in our country that will impact on through the structures of class and racism. So we'll be working on that, but we will get the statue back, and it will highly likely end up in one of our museums.
Well, Sky's Becky Johnson is in Bristol for us by the plinth, which I suppose has become a bit of a tourist hotspot today.
It has indeed. We've seen quite a number of people coming here today just to take photographs, to spend a moment looking at this plinth where until yesterday this statue stood. You can see some people applauding. A moment or two ago a man walked past here and said that the statue should be put back up. That is a view held by some people in Bristol, but the majority of people coming here today are here because they agree that this statue had no place in Bristol in 2020. If we have a look at the statue itself, you can see written on the side of the plinth where the statue stood, it says, "Today we made history," and that's what many people are saying, that this statue, that Edward Colston himself is a part of the history of Bristol, but so was the process of the statue being taken down. On the plinth it says that the statue was erected as a memorial of one of the most virtuous and wise sons of their city. Many people find that to be an affront, and in fact for many years the City Council here have been considering whether some words need to be put on this plinth connecting Colston to the slave trade, because that is how he made his wealth, trading in people, causing misery and death of thousands of people. And although he subsequently went on to be a philanthropist here in Bristol, the money that he spent was made during the slave trade, and that is why many people had recently signed a petition saying that this statue needed to come down. Interestingly, it's not a view held by all people in Bristol. In fact, in 2014 a survey was conducted by the local paper where just over half of people said the statue should stay, but currently it is in the bottom of Bristol Harbour. Now let's have a chat to one or two of the people that have come here today. So what prompted you to come down here?
I came down here because yesterday was a huge event, and like really and truly it could be a one-day event, but I'm here to educate other people. It's one thing people stand there with all the passion, all the sympathy, but here people are all here for the right reasons. They're here to educate themselves and to understand the questions that they're left unanswered. That's what we're here for. We're all one human race. We shouldn't be defined by our facial features, our body features. It should be one love. That's what everyone's here to do. Huge turnout again. Everyone's doing the right thing. We're trying to raise awareness, keep continuous. So it's not just a one-day event. It's not just a 2-month event. It's for life. Until every single society has equality and equity. Because nobody should be disadvantaged in this day and age.
Thank you for talking to us. And of course, a lot of school children aren't back at school, and many parents have been bringing their children here today to see what many see as a moment in this city's history. If we can just talk to you, you brought your children here. Why did you feel moved to come down here today?
Well, as having lived in Bristol for years, I was just so happy to see that the statue had come down. It's so long overdue that it's not here anymore, and it's been so brilliant to be able to bring the kids today, homeschooling, come down and really talk about, it's really kind of opened up a conversation for all of us about what's happened, why it's important, Bristol history and what's happening all over the world. It's really brought everything into context for us.
Yeah, and what about for you?
Well, I just sort of feel like it's so amazing that it's just sort of something in the international news. It's just it's happened down the road, and it's just like history has just been made, and it's going to be remembered for a really long time. And I've been here to experience all of this things that have been happening.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Well, look, questions now about what should happen. The Mayor has said that the statue will eventually be brought out of the harbour, that it should perhaps go into a museum, because what happened here in Bristol yesterday, he says, is now part of this city's history. Look, whether you see what happened here as an act of activism or whether it was vandalism really depends on how you view this situation. And Avon and Somerset Police are looking into what happened. They say as yet no arrests have been made. But look, one thing everyone that we've spoken to agrees is that this event has made people confront uncomfortable truths about this city's history in a way that no event in this city for many years has done so, and it's really reopened the conversation about people here view the past and what they want the future to be.
Becky Johnson, thank you very much indeed. You're watching Sky News. Coming up